Hey folks, today we are back in the same area we were 2 weeks ago in the Green Mountains for a second recon. We're going to do some bushwhacking today into some wetlands that are in the areas that we were, and do the usual thing we've been doing with the methodology that we'll be looking for sign within there on the assumption that a large entity is going to go into a water area for to use the water source for drinking and that kind of thing. So that's our game plan for today. The weather is not exactly what we expected. It is warm out though, so it's not really a big deal. And we're going to get underway, so we'll report back and give information as it occurs. So off we go. April 28th. It is about 10 in the morning, and after driving up to Vermont, it's about 2 weeks after our last expedition, which ironically was on Good Friday. A little bit of residual snow, a lot less than we had before though. People look at videos on YouTube and do a comparison. A little bit, but not. There's been a lot more melting. I wasn't really sure what we were going to have. Last time it was the middle of April, warm, when I left to come up here and got up here and actually ended up needing yak tracks, whereas today I don't think we won't be needing those, but I did actually bring them just in case, if that's worth mentioning. So again, the game plan today, once we get a little further in, is to bushwhack into some wetlands areas looking for sign of activity around potential water sources, and hopefully we'll have some luck. I guess it's also worth mentioning in the early part of the video that a couple of other things I'm doing differently today. I have a couple of tripods, and I'm kind of experimenting with my day operation satchel bag, whatever you want to call it. Slightly different configuration to kind of carry a couple of extra things. And with a little organization, it's actually impressive how much of this stuff you can carry with you. I have my wood knocker, a machete, and my tripod, and that's made possible by what's called a shamag. It's been something that's known to bushcrafters and people of this nature, and what it's basically doing for me today in its current form, they're cheap too, like $4 for the one I have on me, and it's basically lashed my tripod and my machete to my bag handle, and that way I don't have to carry too much crap, which would obviously bog me down a lot more. Facilitates getting in deeper because that way you can carry less and travel lighter. And for the sake of the trip today, that's desired. Timestamp is about 10 after 10. We are at the first wetlands, as you just saw. We are going to bushwhack in behind and make our way in there, and then we're going to switch across, do a switchback, and we're going to go into the one that comes up just after this and make our way in a little deeper to areas. I guess we'll call them 2, 3, and 4, terrain permitting. So that's our immediate game plan for the morning. Again, we thank you for watching, and we will begin now. Thanks. Bushwhacking, and how easy this will be is indeterminate, but we shall see. And already encountering mosquitoes, which hopefully have a dislike for permethrin. So far seem to, because sweat's probably going to attract them. So, fun. But there's your wetlands. I was hoping for some more discernible terrain for tracks or the like, but that might not prove to be the case. With head motion being factored into the video, I'll apologize in advance. Maneuvering through this is going to require a little bit of that. As the terrain, a little hilly and scrub rushy and the like. So, I find myself thinking how easy this would be in the snow. Not. Especially if you're using snowshoes or something. I don't think you'd be able to do it. But it would be nice if it thinned out a little, like over there. It looks like it does. So we'll have a look. And seems like back here it does a bit. I don't think it's a real trip unless you get at least one gratuitous shot of what is likely moose shit. Come in the moose country and they don't leave any sign of themselves. That's just frankly a little bit rude. But there's more that thins out. This is maybe a bedding. I don't see any actual sign of a bedding area, but the ground doesn't really lend to obviousness. So just looking for
pics on the one unpermitted. Man, you got all kinds down here. If that is moose crap, or it could be deer shit, that looks like moose crap. But they are hanging out back here. They are near a water sign, so we are finding sign of wildlife, just not the intended one we're looking for. But he tends to be a little more elusive anyway. And yeah, what you end up having is, like, that's mostly meadow in there to some degree. But it would seem the water is going back over here somewhere, so going to endeavor to get a look at that. These little scrub bushes don't be too much of a pain in the rear, otherwise I'll go low. But we can get through this. Into basically more of the same. Fun. That goes back in there. Those lovely things are trying to pull my machete from my thing. Have a look if this is just a stream or if it flows into another pond. It looks like another pond. And I suddenly realized the map I had with me. Actually, if I remember right, this doesn't flow into a pond. It basically flows into a... This is probably all bedding area. No. Okay. Okay. Let's move towards site number 2. I don't think you're going to have, just as a quick commentary, I think you're going to be hard-pressed to find tracks in this. This is largely a likely whitetail bedding area and water source. So,
the timestamp is about 10:30. We're at wetland number 2. We have been here for all of 3 seconds and found moose tracks. I will pause the video because I don't know how else to do this, and I'll show you those.
alright, we're making our way through wetland number 2. We lost the tripod and my camera is acting a little funny on the phone, so some minor, found some moose tracks though, and are making our way through this muddy goodness. A little easier going than the last one, but this is a couple of technical difficulties so far. I can see where the other wetland is for number 3, provided there's a way there without sinking into the quicksand. I mean, in previous videos this would be where I'd be saying I'm happy I have waterproof boots, because I am happy I have waterproof boots. It's all swampy loveliness underneath the tall grass. But I think I see the way through to my other target, which I think is through here. So, yep, I can see through there. I just gotta line through this stuff, through the hopefully minimally quicksandy lane. That branch is trying to thwart me already. Alright, it's actually drier than thought. So I can cut through this. And one, of course, nothing is free though. Yeah. Of the bunch of new territory, this is the one I wanted to get through to. In here. There's a meadow beyond this one too, if I can get a good sense of direction. Not sure. Yeah, I want to get over to the edge. See how much is meadow versus swamp in this. Worth the trip already. And we're going to keep to our timetable. And format. There we go.